Yes.
Oh, we're really going live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Check. Yeah, there we are. We're on your personal. Check.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, we're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Check.
Check.
Dude.
The kids show. Check.
By kids show, we mean kids that don't.
What up, Andy? Hola. Easy Radio.
We're on?
We're on. We're Jerry's got some viewers. We got some viewers on Twitch already.
All right. Jerry, I guess.
Oh, I got 3 viewers over on my personal right.
Dude. Whoa.
They're probably just
No
us
way.
It's
three.
crazy. This is
Wow.
crazy,
Wow.
right? You guys ready?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we
All
was
right,
ready,
man.
Yeah,
Right,
we
right,
been
right.
Those of you guys that are just tuning in, Jerry's actually about to rap.
This is not true. Welcome to Whattup Weekly, your weekly dose of What Up.
What up?
So we're coming in days after the election. I was really hoping to come in and basically talk about who's basically our new president. I know like the actual final count doesn't come in till the second week or first week of December, but usually we have someone to actually say like by a landslide at this point that so and so has won. But yeah, so we're kind of in weird limbo.
Well, I mean, it's election season during a pandemic.
Yeah.
I
Wait.
figure it's gonna be a little different.
Yeah, for sure.
First of all, I'm not DJ Burns. I'm the fill-in today. So let's just get that straight real quick.
Producer Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
we got producer Isaac on the show.
But before we get started, because I be here a little bit. We have a lot to talk about. We got Jaws to talk about. We got the presidency to talk about. We got a lot of things. You want a beer? Should I have service bring us a beer real quick? Our fact checker.
I'm down. I'm down for a
Want a
cerveza.
Bring some
Yeah.
Modelo's, fool.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
Modelo time.
You want one, Julio? Protein.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
Okay. Let me
Let's
get
do
our
it.
fact checker, Jamie.
Nice.
Fact checker. Whoa, who are we? Look at the production, like from like I don't know if anybody's listening or watching right now that have been watching since day one, aka 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we've definitely come a long way. The lighting is immaculate. We have a producer and director. We fact checker. What?
Yeah, we got a fact checker.
Dreams really do come true.
They do.
Well, I haven't finalized Jamie's contract as fact checker, so her and Matt Clausen's wife Jessica yesterday were on fact checking, but so I haven't finalized. So yesterday it was a trial run, kind of audition type thing. And they did pretty good. So
Dexter, you're on probation, Jamie.
30-day probation.
Guys, I mean, a lot has happened. What?
48 hours?
48 hours? More. Maybe what we expected. I think last time we talked, we said that there's a possibility we probably were not going to have a straight answer.
Yeah.
And, it's actually been stretching out. A lot of crazy shit has happened.
It's looking like it might be weeks, man. Like, only because even if we get some weird definitive answer in the next 3 days or even day or so, like if they bring things to the court, like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
We're going to recount, yeah. Got to recount, which is okay. I mean, which is the dumb thing to recount. I mean, because when you essentially do something slower, it's gonna be more accurate.
Correct.
That's how that's how normally things you get, and for what I think is like it's just gonna make the margins bigger. I mean, they're not. I mean, maybe Arizona might be in the margin of it. You know.
Well, I mean,
that could be close.
you also got to figure that this administration pretty much pushed people not to mail in their votes
Yeah.
and not to do stuff early, and push so that people would to do it in person. So you got to figure that the majority of their votes are already counted. So exactly, like the margins are only going to.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking, like, how dumb is that? Like, it's just gonna make it worse.
Yeah, so that's just kind of where we're at. But yeah, man. So before we touch into this great agenda that we have, what's up, guys? What have you guys been up to?
All right. Well, this past weekend, Halloween weekend,
Yeah.
it was lit. Friday night, I was
What up,
over
Nolan?
with
Nolan,
the
what's
homie
up,
DJ
buddy?
Burns at Simonian again. I won this pretty cool
fact checker Jamie, real quick.
Here
She came
she
in.
fact checker Jamie
The
with
newest
the-
member of the show.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. And shouts out to Jamie for the delicious dinner tonight. It was great.
Nice. I'll take whatever, dude.
I'll take whatever.
Nice,
Why don't you
man.
guys- Eek. Okay, so
Hey, well, cheers, guys, real quick. I mean, oh wait, no, you guys don't
No,
have
we
to.
don't have- we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have it
okay,
over.
okay.
We'll
yeah.
wait.
We'll wait. We'll give it cheers.
I'll have to
Thank
open
you.
this bottle. All right, so this weekend Simonian Farms, and pretty interesting. I won a Halloween basket. This huge basket. Wasn't expecting to win. And what's
Cheers.
funny was I was
Cheers, gentlemen.
cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Yeah.
And I had been talking about the law of
Cheers,
attraction
Nolan.
all weekend. And so I was telling everybody that's my basket. I can't wait to win the basket. And people were like, "Oh yeah, really, really, really nice to win that basket." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to win my basket."
Sounds
Yeah.
rigged.
Well, I won that basket over. I think there was like 50 or 60 people. Yeah, because you had to have a costume and you had to be on the 21 episode.
What else?
And then the next part, obviously we had our Burnsathon all Halloween weekend.
Wow.
But I also had my own personal Burnsathon because I went to the land of Burns, aka Santa Maria, with this guy all weekend. And it was very much.
Did you like as you guys were driving? Was it how like it says you're now entering Santa Maria or something? Was it like Santa Maria, but it was also a picture of Burns?
Dude, it was crazy. There was like a town hall statue of the guy. He was like standing.
Yeah.
He was like holding an apple. It was weird. But it was very much of what I expected from this. Like, so we stayed at his parents' house, which are like, shouts out to his parents because they're the nicest, sweetest people. I felt like a kid again because they were just like spoiling us crazy. But we went out there for a gig. He had this Halloween party off on this ranch for some of his I guess you would say old high school mates, but also fellow fraternity brothers. But it wasn't like super wild. I think there was maybe 50 people max, and everyone knew each other. And yeah, that was that. I was a jack-o'-lantern that weekend.
How was that?
And not enough dad jokes from Burns because he was just calling me Jack all weekend. And I was like, shut the fuck up, you jack off.
That's hilarious. Have you ever heard that joke? Your Uncle Jack will stop. Would you help your uncle?
I can't say that I have, but I'm glad I did. And then from there, we went, and on the way back, we stopped in Paso Robles, which I had never actually stopped in Paso Robles before. I've driven through there before, never actually stopped. I know there's like legendary wineries at this point and great chefs and eateries, restaurants that are there. But I finally stopped, and it's beautiful, a beautiful place. I'm definitely gonna vacation. I'm already looking at Airbnb. We stopped over at the Firestone Brewery, and they have like pretty like gourmet bistro styled food that's like centered around their beef. I had some really great beer, some beer that you can't really even get in town sometimes. I guess it's stuff that they only have there. Um had this, I believe it was a nitro stout, but it was chocolate and cherry and it was so delicious. Highly recommend. And that was basically
Actually, good to know. Possible. They were actually out what's ended up having Bubba,
okay.
which isn't anything fucking crazy because they come to the Fresno like every year,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But
But you knew you were getting, right?
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah, definitely recommend that place.
Isaac, how did Halloween weekend look for you?
Halloween weekend was pretty chill. I mean, we just stayed home. We watched some scary movies. And that was it. I mean, I put a basket of candy outside in my driveway with the thing of hand sanitizer. Telling everyone, like before you grab some, just give your hand a little wash.
Yeah.
And make it a little safer.
Yeah.
Made the statement. Like you can't stop families from going out taking their
Right,
kids
right.
trick or treating,
They're
but
gonna do the thing.
if I can do something to make it a little safer and not be like a dud,
For sure.
and not being like, oh, I'm not passing out, and like no, I'm like, like here's something, but just be a little more cautious. Just use hand sanitizer before you grab some. That's all we had to do.
Did
And
people come out?
oh yeah, there was a lot of people. I mean, our whole bucket was gone within like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It was a huge bucket, but yeah, so I was happy about that. Like happy there were still people that took their kids out. But and I'm glad I did it. I did my part safely. So and then Sunday was just kind of relaxing, man. Oh, we went to the beach, Carmel Beach Sunday because my wife's birthday.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was super nice. Kind of funny. We get there, we go in 2 separate cars. He gets stuck in a Trump parade. I'm like, where are you guys at? And they're like, we're in a Trump parade. We're stuck.
We're surrounded.
They're like, we're literally in the middle of it. We're trying to slow down so people don't think we're with them. But there's a line behind us. I'm like, oh my God. And yeah, no, these guys, they were just like circling the beach, basically, the little neighborhood right there, driveway, like that little street line, just going and flipping you. I was like, yeah, so that was pretty fun. Glad they did out their support for the guy. I don't know how well it turned out for them.
They're
but,
out there cruising.
I know, I'm surprised there was no Trump parades cruising down Kings Canyon.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what would happen.
I was just driving down Kings. Put up these signs, I guess, back when cruising was like really big.
Oh, the no U-turn, no cruising, no cruising, no driving after 10.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, I've lived there pretty much my whole life, and so like the other day, like I really needed to turn, and like there was a cop coming, and I was like, I was just like, there's nobody here, like why can't I turn? So I don't know if like just those street laws are just super outdated, and they should just fix them because there's literally like nobody there. Like, why can't I turn?
I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, and like my high school days and like the first 2 years out of high school, like cruising was like a thing,
for sure.
Like Kings Canyon on Sunday would be packed from end to end. Then everyone would go out to Blackstone Friday, Saturday, Blackstone. Like every parking lot was just mad crazy, packed with people. Like it was a madhouse. But yeah, then they put those signs up and started cracking down a lot. Once 10 o'clock hit, like the cops would be like on Kings Canyon, getting people off the street, like directing them off of Kings Canyon.
Dude, it was dangerous.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was wild. It used to be mad, like fights break out all the time in parking lots. It was just crazy. I mean, be throwing flares in people's cars. I did that one time to somebody. It's just
that's wild.
Yeah, I had some flare, cracked it. Some drama was going off. Cracked the flare. He had his window down. I threw it in there. Went straight.
Hey, just throw a sparkler at me.
No wonder last time we were bringing up the topic about staying in an island, you automatically said flare. You got a history with these things.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's his favorite thing to throw.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I used to have like boxes and boxes of flares because well,
I've never even cracked a flare.
Yo, what up? What up, DJ Cal?
Yeah, no. From when I was 18 to about 25, I worked at Fresno State. I worked in the business administration department, but I used to take another side job at Fresno State during all the football games, and I used to completely run. I mean, all sporting events. I used to run the parking for every sport. Okay. Yeah. So like I was a supervisor, I supervised everybody. I used to have players and stuff like that. So at the end of like especially football games, we would have like 20 locations where we put out 2 boxes of flares. They wouldn't go through two, about 1 box. So whatever ones were left open but weren't used, I just for reasons I don't know why.
Ah.
You never know, man.
Yeah,
You never
so
know.
yeah, we used to have them stacked up, and my mom would be like, "We don't need no more flares." I'm like, "You."
Oh yes, I do.
Imagine the conversation.
And little did she know, I actually used one of those flares.
There you go,
Just
man.
to be bad.
You never know.
I never used a flare for a real reason, but I used one to be a little asshole.
Look, Mom, I'd rather have it and not need it than
Yeah,
not have
for
it
sure.
and need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, man. Well, shit. Halloween for me, did what I said I was gonna. Got some food. Watched mid.
Midsummer, yeah, that's a great movie.
Fuck. Wow, dude. Wow. If you have not watched them, here's the thing. Maybe it was a little too much for my personal. I'm sure if I watched it again, I'll appreciate it a lot more. But this shit was just really. It was a different level of scary. Like it wasn't frightening. It was just really creepy.
Have you seen Hereditary? His first movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, his first movie's on. Did you watch Midsummer on Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay, Hereditary is his first movie.
Okay.
And that's even a little more darker.
Yeah.
What's great about both of his movies, I like both of his films because they both kind of touch on the subject of PTSD. I'll just give you the gist of like this one. She had that murder suicide of her sister and her mom and dad, so she's going through all that. And her boyfriend's a shit boyfriend, obviously.
Yeah.
He doesn't support her, but look at that cult that following does there.
Yeah.
And that's where she gets the love she needs. PTSD, she needs that. And that's why, no spoilers here, but that's why it happened. And on the first one, I'll just give you, there's a traumatic thing that goes on in the family. Something happens to a family member, and the whole family goes through just evils, like, evil kind of intervenes with that and plays this little factor too.
Yeah.
So it's really deep. And if you think about it on those kind of levels of, when stuff really happens to people that like it's like people need other people to get through shit.
For
you
sure.
You can't be alone. Like when you go through something dramatic, like I said, Midsummer's a murder suit. Her sister kills her mom and dad and then kills herself. Like, how do you live with yourself like after that? Like, I know I couldn't, like, I would need help.
Yeah.
I would need family members, friends. I would need a therapist.
Yeah. And I think what's crazy is not to ruin like say that she's a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, dude. The movie is just, if you haven't seen it, watch it. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not for everyone.
No, it's not. But it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous movie. It's gorgeous. It's beautifully well. Like the cinematic is just awesome. It's so it's
for
just,
sure. Like the cinematic, like
we watched it. We missed it in theaters, which I was kind of disappointed. But we watched it here on my TV. And it was so gorgeous. I was like, and it's all in daylight. Like it's just looks so nice and crisp. I was like.
It's not like not your typical scary movie. That's what's it's not your typical. I think it's just live.
That's what I'm saying. They're just feeding off post-traumatic stress, and they just add the horror element into that, which can make elevate things 10 times more.
For sure.
Also, I kind of feel like they were just tripping on the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean
they did way more shoots than they probably should.
Yeah. The drugs that were going on. Yeah.
So there is like some.
No, there is no. In my opinion, there is no super happening. It's one of the things you have to watch the movie.
So it just seems as.
No, like not even, man. It's just.
It's just their way of living.
Yeah, it's like a cult, right?
Yeah,
is that what you would say?
Yeah, it would be more like a cult, like and not so much a cult. I mean, I guess you can say it's a cult, but it's also their way of life.
Right.
It's not like it's not
a community.
Yeah, it's a community. It's a real life community where they all live and breathe together. Like they're all one. It's really weird. We might see it as weird, but that's their norm.
Yeah.
that's what makes it a little more creepy too.
Yeah.
Like when you look
Yeah.
on the outside looking in. Ooh, yeah. No, that movie's good, man. You should definitely check out Hereditary.
I'll check
I
that
think
out.
it's a little better. I think it's a lot better. Yeah, it's a lot better. Gives you more. It's a more. Yeah, it's really good. You got to
Yeah.
try them both.
Go
And you
check it out.
This show is creepy. I think I've talked about it in the show how like scary movies.
Yeah.
This one kind
Yeah.
Because it was just so real.
because it was so real.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie?
Midsummer.
That's summer.
Summer, yeah.
Summer.
I misspelled it like in
Yeah.
summer. But yeah, so that's essentially that's pretty much Halloween. I live in the hood, so
Yeah.
there's that.
But we did have some trick or treaters come out like 7 at night, knocking on the door. We're like, no, ain't no candy.
Yeah,
It's time for bed. Go home.
So on top of that, there was also like a time change.
Yeah, that time
Which,
change.
goddamn, has been.
Oh, yeah.
To me, like it makes the days stretch so much. Probably because when it feels like it's 6 p.m., it's really
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that especially those first couple days, I was like, damn, it's already 5. It feels like, or 7 felt like 9.
Yeah. What up, Burns? What are you doing on the chat, man?
Yeah.
DJ Burns.
Skedaddle.
Yeah, you're supposed to be at a birthday party or something.
Just checking in, man. The boss just checked in.
Oh shit, yeah, he's making sure I'm filling in right correctly. I thought Burns didn't want to come because he's one of those Latinos for Trump, so he didn't want me to get on him. He didn't want to hear.
He was like, I'm not doing nothing today.
He got the
I'm
truck,
saying-
man. I'm pretty sure I see the
He's got a
flag on his truck.
Be like, why you got to pull? Just sit in the back seat. Where's the?
Yeah, say the truth, Jerry, man. As soon as you guys pulled up to Santa Maria, he had a MAGA flag, huh?
Dude, you know what's crazy is driving out to Santa Maria, we parade.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But they were like in with their hazard lights on. Highway patrol.
That
Like, if anything happened.
that area is like really like. So I told you I vacation also. Hit up a couple of estate sales like around that area. And yeah, it was just like. But so that's one thing. Another thing is, I think I was talking to Andy. I pulled up to a yard sale, and I'm talking to dude, like I'm picking up this bike, and his like aunt, right, and so homeboy's wearing, and his aunt's like catching up. She hadn't seen him in a really long time, blah blah blah. And like in the middle of this, like I'm looking at this product that I'm trying to buy, and she's like, I'm mad at them. And so like the dude, like I'm listening to this because I'm right here, and so the dude's like, yeah, I'm not really supporting them like that either right now. And she's like, yeah, just what they're doing is stupid, And she was referring, like she's still referring to the whole like calling a Kaepernick type of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
And so the dude, like, he's standing next to me, and it's super awkward. Like, it's already really awkward at this point. And I could feel like the guy's energy that's really awkward for him too. And so like he just kind of throws it in there. He's like, yeah, to me it's not really about certain races. To me, it's all lives matter. And I was like, really, bro? You're gonna like you couldn't wait until like I fucking left. And so whatever, like I grabbed my shit just because it was awkward.
Yeah.
Not so much. I mean, obviously I was offended, but also like I just want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I also knew what territory I was stepping into, right? And so like I'm grabbing my shit, and she just looks me straight in the eye, and she's like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "What?" And so I pay the dude, and like I'm taking the shit to my car, and he just like walks up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm really sorry about that. This is my aunt. I haven't seen her forever. We don't really connect like this, and I'm trying to get rid of her, but she obviously won't leave." And I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like I'm out, man.
He could have just not said anything,
Exactly. He could have just not said anything.
Like
but...
you don't bring a sport.
Yeah, but that's the area more or less. I was really surprised that area was like that because you're closer to the.
Yeah.
But nah, dude, I was fucking like, it's wild.
But...
yeah, man.
sure his vote counted and we got his vote, he got lost.
Burn said, just make sure you guys are drinking. Damn, man.
Roz says Delo's up.
Oh, what up, Straws?
Well, I'm on the Blue Moon.
I was on the Blue Moon.
I think we ran out of Modelo's. That's why I got a Blue Moon, but it's okay.
Yeah, man. Anyways, so that was pretty much Halloween weekend for me. Obviously the time change. But yeah, shit. You guys DJ'd already, or is this your first one this Saturday? The drive up theater.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be Saturday. Will be our first time over at the Barb's Drive-In Theater. It's that huge parking lot across the street from the Crest Theater in downtown Fresno. They have paid for parking there. I have. They used to charge like $5 sometimes if there was a weird event. Crest. But yeah, my buddy Barb's, he bought the parking lot, and he's now doing theater every weekend. So I'll be DJing for the first 2.5 hours before the movie starts, and it's pretty cool, man.
Cool. Dope, man. I think I want to check it out there.
You should, man. Like it's a cool vibe, and there's like plenty of food trucks. Obviously, Barb Soul Food are gonna be selling like soul food. I think this weekend Brickology is gonna be out there selling pizza, E&G gourmet hot dogs. Have like ice cream out there. So like a lot of things you wouldn't even never really get at the drive-in if you didn't bring it yourself.
Right.
And you need to RSVP.
Yeah, so you guys got to RSVP. So I would definitely follow Barb's Soul Food and also follow the Barb's Drive-In page on Instagram. I'm not sure if they have a Facebook yet, but there are links and internet addresses to RSVP for that. I believe this weekend is completely sold out, but they are doing this every weekend, so you can it's $20 a car. RSVP for that for next weekend. This weekend pretty huge. It's a capacity of like 105 cars. So you guys definitely want that every weekend. It seems like it's gonna be the place to be. I think one of the Facebook posts has like over 800 likes. Pretty big for Facebook. So it's trending.
Speaking of trending, man, viral Twitter star.
Oh yeah, give this man a check mark. Give this man a check mark.
Are you in viral,
bro? It ain't nothing, man.
He was like trending on Fresno Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What'd you post? What was it? What's your what rabbit hole are we going down?
Have you seen that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio, like he's like sipping like
From
some
Django?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much I was looking at the results for Fresno County, and it turns out that there was actually more voters for Biden in Fresno County than Trump.
Right. Yeah.
So I tweeted about it, and I was just kind of like, imagine, more or less the gist was like, imagine like getting in your Trump truck and like rolling around town only for Fresno County to vote Biden. And so like I posted like a picture of like the results and the Leonardo DiCaprio and Django, man, and they like popped off like.
I'm like my like I don't understand where this idea that came that we were gonna flip red,
Right.
I get it. People are upset with our governor, and they thought ultimately that would change our state, which at the end of the day, that's cool. You may not like what he's doing, but that dude can sleep at night. He sleeps more comfortably knowing that he can possibly save a life than putting lives in danger. Whether something could happen to that person or something cannot. He's sleeping easy. Now, do you think he wants to do that? Do you think he wants one of the biggest states and populations to be basically on still lockdown? I call it a semi-lockdown still.
Yeah.
It's like, let's be honest, You think he wants it? No. You think he wants to be probably the most hated man in California right now?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the dude can go to sleep at night,
I
don't know how these other governors who are just letting things run wild, like, are okay with it when they
Florida?
when they see their state rising in COVID cases,
Yeah.
and they're not helping the situation.
We just live in a society, man, where, in my opinion, people only really care about issues that matter to them. So,
Yeah.
for example, if there's a big issue that's going on, but it has no relevancy to life whatsoever, we live in a day and an age where just people don't give a shit. They don't care. Like if it has nothing to do with you, not care.
No.
And so what's going on is we have like a lot of people that don't necessarily understand what's going on with this virus, don't necessarily think it's real. Maybe because they necessarily don't feel like it affects them. Maybe they don't have like they don't live with like an older family member, or maybe literally just damn it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
yeah, I was in the Guitar Center just the other day, right? Um, we all have masks in there. Everyone's wearing masks. Guy walks in, no mask. The guy at the register is all like, "Sir, sir," and he knows he's talking to him. He ain't
Yeah.
talking to nobody else in there. And for like a good 30 seconds, and then finally the guy's all like, "What's up?" They're like, "You need a mask to be in here." He's all
Yeah.
like, "Nah, I'm good." He's all like, "No, that's our policy, sir. You need
Yeah.
a mask to be in the store.
Yeah.
We have free ones. Would you like me to go get you one?"
Yeah.
"No, I'm good." And me, I'm like, and it's just like an awkward pause, and everyone
Yeah.
there's like 8 people in
Yeah.
that section, in the pro audio section,
Yeah.
just looking at the situation. And then I'm like, dude, I get it. You're a badass. Like, I get
Exactly.
it. Cool. You're nothing will harm you ever in life. I get that.
Yeah.
But there's someone here that you can infect that can infect someone that doesn't like. And then finally he was all like, all right, just give me the mask.
There's got to be a point in your life where you got to consider that pulling these stunts, you're the cool guy, like, isn't fucking cool.
No.
Being the rebel is not fucking cool at one.
I just don't understand why that's still a thing. Like that people are still going and acting like this is some new fucking rule. Like at the gas station where I live, like I'm pretty close to the guy who works there just because I see him every 3 days. You know what I mean? He works there
Black and
like,
Milds.
yeah. The guy works like probably like 12 hours a day there. And I was there and some guy walks in without a mask. He's like, "Hey man, you can't be in here without a mask." He's like, "What? I can't be in here?" He's like, and then I'd never seen this side of Buddy. He was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here. We're not doing it today. We're not doing it today." Like he turned to like
like the Hulk?
like, yeah. And he's this little dude, but he like got all hyped and I have to calm down after the guy left. But he's like, I have to act like that before they get like that because he's already been in where people have violent to him, threatened him. So once they start being combative, he just takes it to the 10. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what sucks too is I get it, like people want to like open up, they want to go about their day and they want to do all this shit. But you also got to understand that I feel like there's a level of
like mutual respect. Like, okay,
mutual respect, but
like,
it's a level of
like, I don't want to do it, but if I have
like,
to,
you got to
right.
meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, like cool. Let's open up these businesses. Sure, like I get it, I understand.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna do that, then play your part. Wear a mask. Like it's not fully all over to the other side.
Yeah.
Like make it comfortable for other people. Like you're not getting, like, my thing is like what is your fascination with like wanting to expose your mouth?
Dude,
like, what is the
I
fucking fascination?
I gotta
of
tell
that?
2 stories
Yeah,
before. Okay, so 2 weeks ago I was in the 7-Eleven and I was buying a couple of things I needed, and then next thing you know, this kid walks up from the hall, from the one of the aisles, has like a napkin full, like has like the and he's just like around like that. And I wanted to fucking laugh. I guess he didn't have a mask, but he had it like.
Yeah.
It is fucking hilarious. The other one was I was at Walgreens, and I know we've all heard of like covering their mouth. I was just covering his mouth, and like I couldn't stop. I had to walk like 3 aisles away just so I could finally laughing.
Yeah, shit's pretty. I don't know. I mean, I feel like people are making it more.
Yeah.
And it's to your benefit.
For sure. Yeah, it's just I honestly wish Gavin would have been harder on us. I wish he would have been like 3 weeks max lockdown, got the military involved to where they're sending in packages if need be. Call this hotline. If you really need
look
food.
at China. I mean, look how they did.
We'll send those, so no one's starving, but after haven't stockpiled in the next hours, you know what I mean? You have to stay in your house.
Yeah,
no
or at
matter
least
what.
like like okay, in 14 days from now we're gonna go on 14-day lockdown.
Hey, hold on. I'll pause, man. We got Eddie Santana in the chat.
Hey, what's up,
He
Eddie?
wants to see
He
Isaac.
wants to see. He wants to see. He wants Jerry to serenade and Isaac to show your sexy eyes.
You know what? I
I
was
told
thinking
you
about
guys
it.
his glaucoma.
Okay, so with the glasses, I'm Yo Isaac. Without it, I'm 30 plus, old guy. So I need to keep these on to keep my coolness. All right, it's the only way it makes me feel
sense,
young.
man. Jerry. It says your mic is cutting in and out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you got to put the mic in your mouth.
Anyway,
Yeah, didn't you? That's why I was like,
it was probably because it was going up. And
yeah. We're learning here, guys. Don't hate us. Don't hate us too much. But
well, shit. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I people are just making it more difficult, and honestly, it's more, in my opinion, it's more of a political stance than it is like for some of these people.
for them, and
Yeah.
they're saying that other people are making it. That's
Like,
not.
nah, bro. This is common
yeah,
sense.
it's not
man.
it's not a statement. It's just a safety house.
I have to do the backward tab, man.
Yeah.
It's a part of me now.
Yeah. So are we ready to get in the meat of what's been happening over the last 48 hours? Are we ready to?
Shit, I think we're segueing. We're getting into it. I mean, obviously we could go on and on about this whole Trump and Biden thing. Do you guys want to touch on that? Do you guys want to touch on? You guys want to touch on Jaws?
Well, you know what? Let's lead into the let's end on a lighter note, which would be Jaws, because it's
it's more or less the same shit.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So let's touch on Jaws, because he's definitely his tier of popularity is under the president. So let's build our way there.
So apparently, and I've never noticed. I feel like a lot of like beef that's been going down in like EDM, like has either been like some of these dudes are just straight up like perverts, or like some sort of like predators. Or like it's like the small, I don't know. It's just like the weirdest like beef that you could think of.
What
like,
up, Marvin?
It's not so much like a hip hop beef, like if you guys are used to, or at least that I'm used to. It's more of like, well, you said this and you said that, and you stole my track. It's it's kind of hard to follow along. But basically, what homie did, I apparently is he used to be like a super like hardcore Trump supporter, and then they ended up deleting tweets. And then at one point he called Biden supporters just as toxic as Trump supporters. But on this side, he was more like for Biden. I don't know if that makes sense. And he tried to like pretty much say that he was never.
Like he was just trying to backtrack.
Yeah, I don't really fucking know. Honestly, I felt like it was he made it bigger than what it probably should have been. And it ended up to the point to where I think at this point right now, he has like a public forum going on where he's speaking one-on-one to his fans, and pretty much just like whatever they want to like ask him, or like
Could have just went dark for a day. It would have been fine. No one gives a
Yeah.
fuck. There's so much media going on right now. No one gives a fuck about Jaws.
Unless he's trying to get some relevancy right now, because we're not doing much.
Dude,
here's the thing.
But you know what? I do believe he's a Trump supporter. I mean, his godfather is like one of the main guys at like Sony Records, or some kind of big or Atlantic Records,
Oh shit.
Yeah, his like godfather's like one of the main guy over there. Yeah, so like, cause he tried to like talk about, I seen him one time about how nothing was easy for him, even though his godfather's this. I'm like, dude, you got a foot in the door. You got a foot in the door before anybody else. It doesn't matter. Like, if your music's shitty, it's shitty. But if not, you have a foot in the door. Easy foot in the door.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line. I don't care what you do. Like, if your godfather is in that position, like, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me you work hard.
You definitely have an advantage.
Over a major advantage. That is huge. Like, I couldn't understand. Like, I was like, oh man. They're like, now you just like. But now he's his music has spoke for itself and it's good.
Yeah.
But imagine how hard it is for someone to get that kind of like to meet the right people to put you on labels. To get your music signed through other,
all you have to do is go to a dinner party, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they just throw, Granted, he does write good music and he has been work, but I mean, the road to get there was a lot easier than anyone else.
Yeah, for sure.
So essentially that's what it was. He's holding a forum where pretty much talking to his fans, pretty much letting him have it, quote unquote. I don't know, man. There's people out there that when they get called out on their shit, there's you can go two ways. You can either like hide and not say anything, or you could say something, but you're pretty much gonna be like fucking like blabbermouth.
Yeah.
You're gonna say more than what you probably should have said in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me personally, I'm on the side of like, yeah, address it. Like, I feel like if you hide, like that just makes everything look fucking 10 times worse. But you also got to learn to like not overly say something. You're gonna end up digging up.
Definitely.
So I don't know. So there's that, and then there's a clip going around.
Hi, Nancy.
Of Dylan Francis on Hot Ones, where he pretty much calls Jaws a little bitch. So
that's funny.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I've never worked with him before.
I've worked with him, and
how was
that? It was terrible.
Was it?
So would you confirm that he's a little bitch?
He is very much a little bitch. I mean,
you heard it here on Whattup Weekly.
He said someone spit on him here in Fresno. That's why he ended the show early.
That's right.
Which is false.
Yeah.
Because we were having issues with them trying to leave early, cut the show early on us already. And we were arguing with them that like, no, like, dude, our shows don't end early like that.
Yeah.
And it was just a clusterfuck. And then, we told them, we're like, if you're not going to play till the times we said, then, don't unload on the truck. This was before the event. Yeah. Don't unload. We'll, just, refund everyone's money back, and there's big arguments all the way. There's a lot of tension through the show.
Yeah.
And then coincidentally, the time that he's cut the show because someone spit on him, coincidentally, was the time they were trying to leave.
Yeah, trying to bounce.
5 minutes before, coincidentally, someone spit on him and he left. What are the odds of that?
Funny how that plays out, huh?
Okay, yeah. Like, oh, come on, dude. Because they were complaining. They had a show, and I think it was down in L.A., so they wanted to leave an hour early. We're like, no, dude, like, our show's scheduled already, man. Yeah. Like, you can't be changing it. Like, like, no, we want to push it up an hour. I'm like, no, like, I'm sorry. Like, we've already put out set times. Everything's a go.
Yeah. Being a little bitch, man.
Yeah. And then, we even had an opener DJ. Well, we started at the same time. We had a opener DJ, and one of their openers, the guy who was ghosting out, kicks him off, said, nah, man, we're starting early.
It would have been funny if you would have been like, yeah, but you got to open. Like treat him like a local.
I mean, like, well, it was a tour, so they had all their stuff going on, so they needed to break that down,
Yeah.
And we're like, no, man, like, no, like, we're on schedule. Like, I'm sorry, if you want to call, we need to call management. If you guys don't want to, if you guys are trying to bounce early, just don't even unload. Like, you guys need to give us our money back, and you guys can make the announcement on why you're not, because you want to leave early. And they're like, oh, we're not making that announcement. Yeah, you are. You're saying you want to leave at 11? You need to tell everyone you want to leave at 11 because you guys want to get an hour.
You thunder, man.
Why you guys want to get an hour jump to head to LA to
hang tight.
You should have told him you were gonna get him a pow.
Hang tight. Eddie Santana just said he's gonna attest to this. He said Jaws is a bitch. He attacked a whole bunch of people on the boat and killed them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of want to touch on what you're saying right now, and you basically summed them. In this industry, dude, a lot of people get kind of starstruck by some of these artists,
right?
And so they fall victim to pretty much agreeing to whatever they want.
I hate everyone equally.
You, on the other hand, have dealt with having to be the bad guy to some of these artists that you probably look up to. How did you overcome that? Or just how is it having to play that role?
Well, first of all, because we're paying for the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're a paying customer, just like you go to any store, the customers are always right because they're the ones paying for it. We're paying for a service. The people that are coming are paying for what we're putting out. Now, when you start to change that and yada, yada, yada us, and try to dick us around, no. If that's the game like an artist wants to play, then we can play that game, Like, I'm sorry, you're not above everybody else. You're not above the good people that are putting their hard-earned dollars to watch you, They didn't even want the doors open at a certain, because we like to let people in early. We we start early because we like to get the crowd filled in. Yeah, well, since they wanted to start the show earlier, they were already upset that the crowd's not in there. Like, bro, you guys are pushing everything up on us an hour. Yeah. Like, we can't do, And for us, as for the ones throwing the show, we're not going to take that shit. If we let that shit ride, then the next artist is going to come over and push us over, and then they're going to want to leave early.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, our shows will be ending at 10 o'clock because these guys want to get out of here by 11. And that's not the game we play, man.
Yeah.
We paid what we have a signed contract. We're sticking to it. We're sticking to our obligations. They need to uphold to theirs too.
Correct.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for either promoters that are up and coming or producers that are probably going to sign to these labels. Don't get starstruck. Business is business at the end of the day. These guys are looking to make a profit off of you, so stand firm, don't let this big headliner name scare you into agreeing to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah. Oh, and then on top of that, then they try to bring up some other shit about us not having enough CO2 cannons. Yeah, and trying to say they're gonna if we didn't have 16 CO2 cannons, they're gonna walk away. Because I was in the contract. I'm like, well, dude, like, first of all, we don't need that many in here. I mean, 16, that's festivals. Only need like 4 to get the job done here, and we can stretch those 4 from the direct opener all the way to the main headliner,
Yeah.
and we can do that. No, then we're out of here. But then tell everyone and then another time, so go ahead, tell them you guys aren't performing because there's not enough CO2 cannons here for you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we just you gotta stick your guns, man. Like at the end of the day, like if an artist really wanted to leave, that's on them.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're gonna have to make that announcement. We'll stand by we're our ground,
That hurts them a lot more.
Yeah. And if we have to throw a show with no artists, but people pay their tickets, we'll pay you and refund some kind of refund back, or give you the next show for free. Just give us your email. We'll make it right to the people who paid.
For sure.
They're already there. Let's just continue the party.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a refund later. We'll give them the next show for free.
For free.
We'll take. That's the kind of the shit we'll do. We'll take the loss of paying production just to have something for those people that still showed up, even though their artist didn't show up.
Yeah.
We'll take that loss this time and give them something else next time.
Yeah, because in the playing the longevity game, like guys like, oh, he didn't come through, but we're not giving you guys a refund in the longevity.
Or I'm sorry, no show
you.
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Might as well just take this loss, but I mean, you're gonna have years. You're a credible brand.
Yeah. Kind of like Trump. He just needs to take his L and move on.
Now you're being a sore loser, man.
Yeah.
So did you guys hear about Little Pimp, aka Little Pump?
Yeah, man.
Little Pump.
So he was endorsing Trump. What was it, yesterday?
Monday,
a couple days
Monday
ago,
and Sunday.
and he introduced him as Little Pimp.
Yeah.
How fucking embarrassing!
I'm like, dang, man, you can't even. You know what? That brings me to an issue where I'm like this. This Republican Party, like we got Trump calling LeBron a loser. That they need to stick to basketball. He's calling Lady Gaga, telling her he needs to just stick to playing shitty music.
Yeah.
But why is it that you got Little Pump, Little Wayne? I mean, Ice Cube got played kind of, but why is it okay for these athletes? Why is it okay for these athletes to? Why is it okay for these athletes to be endorsed and these musicians, but the other ones are losers?
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I honestly, some of this stuff like felt forced. Like, some of them just kind of didn't really make sense. Given like, let's be real, like Lil probably not the brightest egg in the basket, but I don't know, man. Like, it could have been something like, hey, like, you don't have to pay taxes or some shit like that.
I mean,
the dude is a master.
Can you really do that though?
Well,
can a president say, all right, this guy never has to pay taxes?
Can he?
I
mean, shit. Like,
I mean, those guys in Armageddon asked for it.
Maybe technically he didn't say it, but somebody in his administration was like, "Let me show you my account."
Or like they just like
make
some things disappear. Maybe they don't say it; they just do it.
How would paying $700 in taxes sound to you,
little
pimp?
Little pimp.
Yeah, man. So,
call whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, it's like call me whatever the fuck you want. That I don't know, man. It's just not only that, but I don't even think he's come out with any records.
Not this year.
No.
Not this year. Who's the other dude that endorsed him? Oh, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
The F is for fuck out of here.
I mean, but like, Lil Wayne's he's been a celebrity since he was young, man. I mean, No Limit
Yeah.
Records is huge when he was like teenager, no? When he first
Yeah.
came out in the
Yeah.
early
Hot
90s,
Boys?
in
Hot
the
Boys.
90s.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, has he really like suffered like the people in his community
Yeah,
in New
I mean,
Orleans have? Probably not.
he's definitely had like the better end of. I guess he's been like more financially stable.
Yeah, because like you think about like a lot of like rappers, they don't out until they're. I
But
mean,
he's had a
so
pretty good career. I mean, granted, like I don't know how his contract with Birdman. Like,
Birdman tried to kill him.
yeah, I want to say there was like a thing where
Oh,
like wasn't he was trying to get out of his contract and like
Yeah,
Birdman had him on lock.
dang.
Birdman's, I think he has blue.
yeah. Birdman's actually like a real gangster, or he was. Before he got
So
famous.
there's like I just learned that there's a Cash Money. So like that's ran by somebody else.
Yeah.
Like basically like in the game of labels, like you're not making.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like loops. Like let's say like you want to start let's say you're signed to like let's say you're signed to like Rockefeller Records. You could technically start your own label. Oh, but then when your artist that you sign happens to make some money, then you have to pay your dues, obviously the label, and then that label has to pay their dues to Rockefeller Records, and Rockefeller Records has to pay their dues, and it's just like you end up not making a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
it's
no,
crazy,
I
dude.
like that's why like newer artists when they like on tour and all that they say they're like negative.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
So is OVO?
OVO is I'm not 100% sure, but OVO could also be.
Because he still reps Cash Money.
Yeah,
So
so
I wonder if
OVO
OVO is still.
OVO might be under Cash Money. Then Cash Money, fucking yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. That's why they say like don't take advancement. That's not money that they're paying.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a lot of these rappers like they'll take like these fucking crazy big ass loans and they look like they're rich.
Yeah, they're like, oh, after all the expenses of your concert,
yeah.
you actually owe me $10. Playboy.
Yeah, they're actually pretty crazy. Yeah, man. So that was the Jaws mission. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so
We'll see how he handles that. Cool. So we touched on that. We guys want to touch a little bit about the lecture. How are we doing right now, anyway?
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking they might announce Philadelphia might be able to be announced tonight, they said. Or no,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania and then Georgia. Or either Pennsylvania or Georgia might be able to announce tonight, which
Okay.
is I mean, Biden closed the gap. I mean, in Georgia, where he was like down like a few 100,000. Now he was on before we started this, he was only down like 2,000 votes, with still 98% left to go. I mean, like 4% left to
It's all
go.
these early. Oh, it's like,
I don't understand why people think this wasn't gonna happen.
I knew something like weird was gonna happen.
I will say this though. I will say this. I think the scary part for me was Trump actually outperformed himself compared to 4 years ago. He actually had more people come out and vote.
Yeah,
for him.
no, and you know what? That goes to last time he won because, in which they say there was a silent majority. People saying they weren't voting. They didn't want to bring up they were voting for Trump, but they went out and voted for him.
Yeah.
But this year, that silent crew, they weren't silent. Nobody who was voting for Trump was silent about it all.
No, not
They were loud, they were proud, and they were gonna let you know.
What's crazy is like how he did better on votes this year, but like he campaigned better. Like
Well,
a lot of
that's
his like
COVID.
commercials were like pretty professional. Like he
Oh.
probably didn't write them. I
Yeah.
watched a couple of them because I had heard
Yeah.
people talking about that.
That you're saying that because I was telling Jamie, they're saying that he does well with the non college graduated whites, or males, non college graduates. He does higher.
Yeah.
And every day in YouTube, if you go on the app, I mean, this was before the election, Biden has a day of he's at the top. Off, and I noticed that. Difference was on their ad, the thumbnail of their ad. I noticed this. Trump's ads always had emojis on them. Like legit emojis, like the face where they're the shocked face, the flame one,
the 100 emoji.
Yeah, and I'm like,
you know what? This makes sense because I don't want to text a psychopath who doesn't use emojis either.
But like if you think about it, when you see something like that, that's gearing towards someone who's less educated. When you see just Biden's plain old, normal ad campaign where it shows him, ready,
Yes and no.
I mean, it's going
but I agree with your I agree with your coming. I think their approach, their digital approach, for the most part, if you notice, like you're more likely to interact with posts that have emojis.
Yeah.
So that's more or less the approach that they took, except on these fucking the clip arts. What doesn't work for him is that it obviously looks really childish, and it doesn't work the same as a Facebook post.
No,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I again, like, maybe you're right. Like maybe that is the target that they were aiming for, because it looks like he was like gonna review a new microphone, or like
he was trying to get some younger votes. Because the majority of younger votes
now
are going
blue. We got some a new product to display, and we're gonna review it.
Exactly.
Let's see how we look. It looked exactly like one of those review thumbnails. I'm like, man, I don't know if that's the way you want to go, but all right, man. I'm like,
yeah. What were the titles like, clickbaitish? Oh man, that's hilarious, dude. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy time. I mean, yeah, of course the mail-in ballots were going to take long because they got it. I mean, some states were able to start counting the day of, and then some were starting to count right after the polls closed.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own system. Maybe that's a fault. Maybe everyone needs to be on their own same game plan.
For sure.
Like, yeah, it would take a lot longer because we would literally go from the East Coast waiting to California, and then everyone can start their process, kind of, Yeah, and then plus, we got a lot of people here, but that's just, I mean, like I said, I've said, like, official result, the official thing is literally not done until December 10th.
Yeah.
There are always votes still being counted, literally all the way until like the first week of December. And then that's when it's just a projection. I mean, it goes mathematically. It's like, well, mathematically, we can't won this, so let's just call it quits. I'm not gonna look stupid and drag this out. Just to look like an asshole.
Yeah, but it's gonna get dragged out. It's gonna get dragged out because he's putting wants to get to the bottom of it, and it's very hypocritical because at one point he's like, stop counting, and the other one's like, keep counting. It's like, you want, dude? It's gonna drag out as much as
keep counting where you're losing, but stop counting where you're winning.
Yeah,
And if that's the ball game you want to play, and you just want to completely, let's just say, stop counting, then you've lost the presidency. Because if you call to a halt, then you've lost in those states. The states you want, you don't want to do that, which is kind of idiotic. And you know what I was thinking? I was like, man, why does this? It's not a shock to nobody because he's been saying this is gonna happen. He's gave us his game plan, like like in a movie, or like how the villain's always monologuing about his evil plan to the superhero, and then he wonders why he got stopped.
Yeah, why he got stopped. Yeah.
Well, that's what he did. He gave us his game plan, so it's not shocking. Now, if we never heard anything about this, and then say Tuesday he started saying, "Hey, this doesn't seem right to me," then I would have took it more like, okay, let me think about this. Like, let me. But you before even votes were even started, you're already complaining that this is how it's gonna happen. So did you know you were gonna lose it already, or what are you trying to say? You're not giving me a good case on your argument here. But yeah, if you would have kept quiet, then maybe more Americans would have said, all right, maybe we need to look more into these to these votes, and let's see what's really going on. Let's make sure everything is legitimate.
For sure.
Which is, to be honest, to make a fraudulent, get a ballot and get a fraud, that's so hard. I mean, first of all, if just say you guys got two each, well, you submit both of them. Well, the first one that gets scanned, that's it. The second one that comes in, this is gonna get tossed in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second,
how it
if you're
works.
trying to, let's say, bring up a dead person. Let's say, okay, first you got to make sure their address is at your address, so you get the ballot. You have to show proof that that person. You have to send proof that that address is now your address. You're still alive.
Yeah.
You got to get because you got to get the ballot. You gotta forge a signature to look pretty close just to get that to get a new ballot into your house.
Yeah.
Then you got to submit that ballot in with the correct signature matching. You got to get that through. All that for one vote. Now you're saying there's millions of people that did that?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that is?
I'm tired just listening to that.
Yeah. Could you imagine how much work that is to do millions of them? I mean, he was complaining in 2016 that about the 3 million popular votes. He said those were fraud. Yeah. He put him in investigation. They didn't find nothing. They just dropped it. Yeah. Why? Because they literally said they found zero evidence of any fraud.
Where were they even gonna look? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah. So it's like, dude, that, and then let's talk about all that. That's a federal crime.
Yeah.
If you get caught doing that,
it's a lot of work just to go to prison.
Yeah, for one vote. For one vote. That's that's serious business right there. Yeah. That's shit. They can even say that's treason. You're fucking with our federal the laws. Like against your own government. Yeah, you're trying to oversee the government. That's treason, man. That's not a game you want to play.
It's not like you're gonna get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, you're not gonna. They're not gonna just come and cite you and then you go to court and
they're gonna roll you to that prison for the cock meat sandwich, man.
Some chon chon.
Besides all of these things, like what stuck out the most to me, like with whoever wins, which looks right now like it's gonna be Biden, but it's not like by like a huge landslide like I thought it was gonna be, which is kind of scary thinking about what the future is gonna hold. Like, because America tends to have this weird rotation to where they go extreme one way and then they go extreme the other way because so and so on the sidelines for the past 4 years or 8 years has just been boiling and boiling, and that's how we got Trump.
Yeah. Well, let's all say hi to Kalen. Hey, Kalen, I know you're watching. Kalen, I'm dragging him out onto next week's show of my show. So so I'm already putting that out on business. Kalen, you are going to be dragged out. You literally have no choice, but you're coming out here. He thinks that it's hard to have a conversation for an hour. look,
we've got plenty to talk about.
Yeah, you got plenty to talk about, buddy. And I'm sure a lot of people would like to know his story on how he's became grown.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, he's gonna tell us. I really want him to explain to people the hard work behind the scenes that he's actually done. A lot of people don't know. Like, we were putting up flyers. He was personally putting up flyers. Yeah. Before he got to the point where he's at now. Here in the valley. Yeah. So I think a lot of people like to hear that story and can see like the hard work. And it's not an overnight success. No, like, we started that. Me and him started working in 2011, and we're 2020. Yeah. So that's 9 years of hard work, and being just doing what we do. So so Kalen, you have literally no choice now. Everybody knows, and once a flyer is made, you literally have no choice. You can't go backwards after the flyer is made.
You'll have to give the speech of why you're not coming.
That sucks.
Yeah. I want a full statement out.
Full statement.
Yeah, man, that's fuck, dude. That's a lot of I forgot who I was talking to about it, but it's the consistency. What you is, and honestly, I mean, the whole pandemic thing, definitely fucked shit up. But I'm sure you guys were gonna have like some pretty. All right.
Oh yeah, we're definitely all geared up. So we're geared up to do what we can. But we're following the guidelines of our state.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to say that about underground stuff that's going on, but
tell me about
it. Yeah, so I mean, we're doing our part, and it's very sad, but we feel that we can move forward with the guidelines, and we're hoping to do that soon. We're trying our best, so hopefully.
Yeah, man. Well, for sure.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. So yeah. Going back to or we had to have the Kalen interruption stopping our show.
I-
Typical, my friend. Got to steal the thunder.
I think we're talking about
Country being divided.
yeah,
and
I
not
think
being-
more or less like the country divided, or
I mean, it's almost as worse as are pineapples good on pizza or not. I mean, people literally divide about that. I've seen like like fights
Yeah.
over it. Like, I mean, I like pineapple on my pizza. I'm not gonna lie. I think it goes.
I think
I mean,
it's pretty fire.
I mean, it's fine. As far as
It's
fine,
fine.
it's
That-
fine,
that's
but it
pretty good,
doesn't
bro.
taste like
That
what
looks like that sounds like a divided
No,
comment.
no,
right
it's
there.
not. No, so I've eaten it. It doesn't taste horrible.
Mhm.
It doesn't make me throw up, but it's not pizza to me. It tastes like Chinese food. Like
What?
Like it- like-
wait, what are you having it with?
Wow.
this is
This is going.
this is why. This is why. Because when I'm eating pizza, I want something zesty and savory. But when I eat something like one of those Hawaiians or spicy Hawaiians, it's like tangy, sweet, meaty, and that's kind of what I get when I'm eating food at like Panda or something.
Yeah, but you
And-
don't have
and so that's not what I'm looking for.
You don't have
when I
no
eat pizza.
marinara sauce on your
tripping,
any
man.
It
spaghetti.
just tastes weird.
I'm gonna tell you the one you
God.
need to get, man.
I
At least
I
for
wouldn't
me.
say weird. It just tastes what I'm not looking for.
Pepperoni, bacon, and pineapple. That's the
I've had it.
best combo,
I've had
man.
it. I've had it. I'm
I-
just
We
not
usually
looking
here
for it.
at the house we either do a pepperoni and pineapple or a Canadian bacon and pineapple. No, we
Okay,
do the whole.
okay.
We do always. I'm a mushroom and pepperoni kind of guy,
Okay.
but Jamie loves pineapple and either with pepperoni or Canadian bacon.
Yeah, do that.
So
do,
we always get one of each.
do that combo, man. Bacon, pepperoni,
Had it.
fire.
It's not what I'm looking for.
Jerry's
It's just not
Jerry's.
what I'm looking for when I'm
Tripping.
buying pizza. I
Yeah.
want something more traditional or something just spicy.
I can see you being into it in like 4 or 5 years when your taste buds change.
After I've burned my tongue on enough microwave burritos.
Hey, let me ask you guys something about pineapples. When you eat a lot of pineapples, do your mouth get fuzzy like an allergic
Yeah,
reaction?
because
That don't happen to me. I was having.
it happens if you eat the core. Do you eat the core?
No, no, I don't think so.
There's actually like
Maybe,
there's like a
man.
protein or something that's in pineapples. Can't remember the exact
So
name.
does it happen to everybody? Because I've never had
It
that.
should happen to everybody at some point. But what happens is there's actually like an enzyme that will actually
Okay.
and if you leave it on like protein flesh or whatever, it will actually eat at it.
Like citrus.
And
Citrus.
it's not just citrus acid. And what's actually crazy is like I was reading up on like remedies and stuff. But like when you're sick, eating pineapple is much more beneficial than having a lemon.
Oh, okay.
And the
For
reason
sure.
why is because it has just as much citrus acid plus this enzyme. So what the enzyme does, it will eat viruses and bacteria.
Yeah, because we were having this discussion at my house about allergic reactions, and I was like, I never had one. They're like, well, when you eat pineapple and you get a mouse gut, I was like, no, I've never had that. They're like,
Eat-
no, you've had it. I'm like, no, I've never.
Eat the core.
Eat the core
Yeah,
just for shits and giggles.
I cut the pineapple. Like I
Eat
don't
the
know how
part
you
you don't
usually
want.
Yeah, I don't know how you usually like eat pineapple, but like if you cut it into slices, like eat the core,
Oh,
and like you'll get. It's kind of like a raspy, like at least for me, it's kind of like a raspy. Like,
okay,
tongue
I'm gonna try that just
like,
for.
it
just
kind of
for-
aches.
That's gonna be my first TikTok video.
Maybe that's where like the enzyme is most predominant because like when I read that article about that, there's a joke that they say when you're eating a pineapple, it's eating you at the same.
Let it eat me.
They're delicious.
Best fruit out there.
That's one of my
Are you guys'
favorites.
favorite fruits? Your favorite fruit?
I like pineapples and I like apples and I like
Plums.
Plums? Really?
Plums.
plums, but I don't like the peel.
Like especially
peel.
red plums.
Oh, they're sour.
Plums. Oh, I guess watermelon. I'm always so curious. How did they make the seedless fruits? Like, why are there like
Genetics, man.
Genetics, man.
fucking with it? Or there's that cotton candy grapes.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are
How
fire.
are those?
I mean, they taste like grapes. I mean,
They're just a little sweeter.
Yeah.
They're not. They don't really taste.
I
like
thought it
cotton
tasted like
candy.
cotton candy.
oh well, then that's false
I've never
advertising.
had it. That's what I was wondering.
Well, I mean, given what does cotton candy really taste like? If you eat real cotton candy, it's just sugar.
Fucking sugar.
Sugar.
Oh,
So-
speaking of that, have you guys seen that viral video going around of like this fucking cotton candy burrito?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Where they like, get this big thing and like smash it down. And,
They
like,
put hella
fucking
ice cream in it.
Skittles and
like,
ice cream and ugh,
bro.
like a headache.
Yeah,
I got a
dude.
migraine looking at it.
Dang, that's crazy.
What
man.
is going on
Have
with
you
this
seen-
nation?
Have you seen that viral video of these two? I think it's like, and they're like, where you do. Well, I guess in this. And so like one of the couples just like ashing it, fucking hilarious.
Oh,
man.
that's crazy. So, well, we're over that hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do we have
man.
anybody in the chat? Any last things you guys wanna touch on?
Going on this weekend? Yeah, Joe.
You guys still on Simonian on
Simonian
Friday?
Friday,
Mhm.
Barb's Drive-In
Yeah.
on Saturday.
What up, Oso?
Up also, Dan. Little too late there, buddy.
Yeah, you're coming out on the back end for us.
Yeah, the show on Saturday night going into Sunday morning. I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
I think
Who
we
you guys
have
got?
DJ Timeless.
Timeless. Okay.
Yeah, so he's
Hey, so I know we had the Burns Power Hour over Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there because I'm selfish. You know, we just need a Yo Isaac takeover
Hey,
the whole
man,
thing.
down.
whatever you want,
You know,
man.
and then we'll just between the breaks, you know, I can chit chat with you guys, you know, and be like, hey, you know, we can just talk and you know, be like, you know, then we roll over to my next part of the segment. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, let's just do it.
We're down,
You got
man.
first dibs, man. Whatever
Down.
you want.
Yeah, it's official. You know,
It's official. The Yo
Yeah.
Isaac Power Hour, man.
I'm up for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Cool,
but
guys.
cool guys. So, all right. Well, next week I know you guys will have Burns back in here, so I'll be back behind the studio. I'm behind the mics, you know, working with you guys. So
Okay.
fact checking and stuff like that. You know, unless Jamie comes and takes my job. So,
You got anything going on your live streams?
oh,
tomorrow?
yeah. So tomorrow we got the homie Cosmic and our very own TZ Man and B95 brother FYR.
Okay.
Yeah, making his debut stream.
Nice,
Live stream.
man.
So yeah, so that's gonna be hot fire right there, literally.
Make sure he doesn't stage dive, man.
Oh
He's
man,
notorious
yeah.
for that.
So yeah, no,
Imagine.
yeah. You know, he's bringing them wombis, you know, to my stream. So I'm pretty excited about that. So
I hope you have insurance in your home, man. He's gonna break something.
yeah. So
Well, guys,
Yeah,
well,
cool.
shit. I mean, we'll catch you guys here, same
Time, same place.
peace.
What a weekly, your
Yeah.
weekly
Dose
dose
of
of
What up?
Peace.
Peace.